Hello and welcome to Happy Half Hour, a Peoria Life web show brought to you by Enjoy Peoria. Happy spring. I know maybe it doesn't feel like spring, but it is coming. And on today's show, we're going to talk about some great outdoor things that are going on in the Peoria area. First, we're sitting down with Shazam Racing to talk about how you can get outside and get active and healthy. And then Inked Entertainment's going to join us to talk about their Tailgate and Tallboys series and some of the great shows that they're bringing to us this summer. And of course, we'll fill your free time with some great events that are coming up this weekend. So sit back, relax, and stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Happy Half Hour. Come on in and bounce away the winter blues. Elevate Trampoline Park in Peoria. Elevate is the perfect place to jump, hang out, or have a party. They have 30,000 square feet of trampolines, foam pits, Ninja Warrior challenges, dodgeball courts, you name it. There is something for all ages and skill levels. They also have an area for private parties. Take off your shoes and see if you can still pull off that front flip at Elevate. Do you want to find out more about what's going on in the Peoria area? Well, check us out at enjoypeoria.com. It is time to dust off your running shoes and get outside. And what better way to do it than with a fun run or more of a competitive run? And we've got plenty of them in the Peoria area. So here with us today is Adam White with Running Central and Shazam Racing to tell us how you can get out there and be active. So thanks for coming on, Adam.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
The race calendar in Greater Peoria,
Yeah.
Tri-County, 8, 10, 12 counties wide around here is just chock full. From now through about Thanksgiving, you would be hard-pressed to find any given weekend that you don't have an abundance of given choices.
That's
for
awesome.
you to get out there, get the family together, and be active.
Yeah, and I think the great thing too is it's pretty friendly for all skill levels. We have a lot of really fun runs.
Absolutely.
As well as a little bit more competitive.
The sport of running, without question, has, there are some races and a component within a number of races that is highly competitive. But the bell curve, 85% of the men and women, youth who are out there doing the sport, they're competing against themselves, their own self-betterment, to see if they can be a little bit faster than they were the weekend before. It's not about being on the podium per se for so many people. It's about being out there doing something life-affirming, being with a group of individuals that they share common interests and passions with, and having fun.
Yeah,
that is really what we see so many people, why so many people are gravitating toward the sport.
Yeah, well, what are some of the races that are coming up this month?
April. April, we've got, there's a number of smaller races around the Midwest, but the larger ones that you want to be looking at would be Cinco de Kilo here in May. Then you've got Race for the Cure that's coming up, and then a number of other smaller races. Then you want to be looking at the Steamboat Classic.
Yeah.
So I would steer people toward the races that are going on here in April are smaller races. You've got the Run, Walk, and Roll for Easter Seals coming up here in April over in the Levy District, which is a great one to bring your whole family out and do and join the family of Easter Seals and support that cause. That's going to be your largest event. You've got the Interplanetary Run, which is down here on the riverfront here in April as well. Otherwise, I would say look at that, go to Shazam Racing, look at the race calendar, and find an event that is around where you want to be the rest of the day. And pick it based on, hey, the race that I'm doing that morning is just the beginning of my Saturday morning, and where do I want to kick around the rest of that day?
Yeah, that's a great idea because you can make a whole day out of it with like the Interplanetary. You can go to the Riverfront Museum after. Cinco de Kilo, is that still Rhythm Kitchen after?
Yep, so we're going to be doing that on May 4th. Proceeds benefit the St. Jude Runs for that one, and a big post-race party there on the riverfront on Friday evening, May 4th. That's always a great one. The Race for the Cure, get together with the family, go walk, run, and do something with mom later that day. Just take her out to brunch, take her out to lunch, do some shopping together, do something fun.
Yes.
And
I know a number of the races you've mentioned all are with a charitable cause, and that seems like there's been a pretty big surge of 5Ks for charities. Over the past, I don't know how long, quite a while. Is there still room for more, and how is that growing, do you think?
We certainly what we've seen over the last 10 years here in Central Illinois it's not different than any other community's landscape for all practical purposes, is the surge of races. There's a lot of reasons for that. One, I think that first and foremost, you have a lot more people who want to do the activity, the sport, for all the reasons that we discussed. It is just the barrier of entry to do a 5K, a 5 mile, even a half marathon is relatively low these days. People have figured out that they can do it, and it can be quite rewarding, psychologically, spiritually, and physically. So we already had this groundwork, this undercurrent of people, men and women, wanting to do something that allowed them to see quantifiable improvement in their lives. So you have that going on, and at the same time, many not-for-profits realized, catered to that undercurrent, and said, well, we can put on an event that allows us to gain awareness. It's an interactive billboard for a period of time leading up to the event day to gain that awareness so we can help raise critical funds 365 days a year, as well as then, hey, can we activate some creative sponsorship and create a new revenue stream for our organization? And as we all know, here particularly in the state of Illinois, having to do more for ourselves and rely less on the state to take care of us is a prudent course of business to take. And so not-for-profits have realized that this can be a source of raising some critical dollars.
Definitely. And then having, a group like Shazam and Running Central right here in town. I mean, you guys, you make putting a race on like that so easy. You kind of take some of the hard work out of it, for sure.
That's what we tried to do. My business partner, Brad Hens, and I, we started first as race directors. We saw the growth of events going on nationally. We saw consumers wanting creative events, and we saw a lot of people leaving Central Illinois to go to other communities to do events because they wanted something new and fresh. And we said, hold on a second. We want to keep people here in our own backyard. So we put on that race director hat. And then wearing that race director hat, we experienced many of the challenges that it takes to put on an event. And when we got into the timing and scoring, we said, hey, this is a great synergy because we can assist many not-for-profits and organizations who want to put on these events whose focus 365 days a year is not event management. How can we partner with them to give them the support that they need to put on something fun and exciting, help them raise some dollars, and make it a win-win for everybody across the board?
Definitely.
So we kind of just fell into it.
Yeah. Well, you kind of touched on people, running or doing destination running. And I think you've done a pretty amazing job of rebranding our Peoria Marathon into just a cool event that people want to travel to Peoria for. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Any event, particularly larger events, like a marathon, a half marathon, that really have the potential to be destination in their capacity, drawing people in from out of their location, bringing them into a hotel, bringing them to a family friend's house, a place that they want to make a weekend, needs to tell a story. And I'm very proud of Peoria. Brad, my business partner, very proud of Peoria. So to call something the Peoria Marathon and River City Races meant a lot to me. But in looking at the evolution of the event, talking to other event directors, store owners across the region and nationally, I had to accept the fact that there's a lot of people out there today that the word Peoria, the town of Peoria, doesn't resonate with many other people the same way it does to me and some of the circles that I run into. I'm an event director. I have to listen to my customer and recognize what it is that they're saying to me, whether they're registering or in our situation, whether we weren't getting the registrations that we wanted. So I went back to saying, okay, what is really the story of Peoria? What are things that made this community great? What are things that we can hang our hat on? And how can we capitalize off of our history, which is very robust and dynamic? And it went to, I was wrapped up in the whiskey because we were a distilling
Yeah.
town first and foremost. And so I had talked with my wife quite a bit about rebranding it to the Whiskey City and other things along that line. And she said, you need to get help. Okay, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong, but I want you to reach out to some professionals in the community who share your passion, who are in the business of branding, and talk to them. Well, I'm blessed that to the right of me, to immediate door to the south, is a brilliant marketing company called Samantle, who does this every day for a living. I know shoes and sneakers really well, and how to put on a fun event, but branding, that's their forte. And Maggie and her team over there at Samantle were very gracious about jumping on as a sponsor, rolling up their sleeves and helping us look at what I was trying to accomplish and putting it in a package that was fun, exciting, and something that was going to be sellable. And we came up with the Whiskey Daddle. So then, if you want, I can tell about the legend of the Whiskey Daddler and how that's all there.
Fill us in.
So the legend of the Whiskey Daddler, between 1840 and 1880, actually a Great Depression, Peoria County was the whiskey capital of the world. Going into the Great Depression, Peoria County was responsible for 50% of the alcohol tax revenue generated in the United States.
Wow, that's crazy.
We were responsible for over 10% of the entire GDP. That was more than just distilling. That was because Peoria County, honestly, was everything that the state of Illinois today is not, in spite of what Bruce Rauner and others are trying to do. The state of Illinois is a difficult state to do business in. Peoria County knocked down the barriers. It was leathersmiths, it was coopers, it was entrepreneurs. If you had an idea, Peoria County was going to knock down the doors and wanted to help you get a start. So, so that's what was going on. That was the climate. But then between 1840 and 1880, all the distilleries, 150 of them on the riverfront, they needed the Whiskey Daddler. The Whiskey Daddler was the prize team member of all distilleries. And his job was to transfer the barrels from the distillery to the end user.
Okay.
Old Whiskey Daddler saying, the only person more impatient than someone drunk on whiskey is someone waiting to get drunk on whiskey. So the Whiskey Daddlers had to stay ahead of their competition and keep their customers happy. And although all the distilleries had their own hiring mechanisms, there were 4 common characteristics that all daddlers shared: incredible strength, agility, speed, and awe-inspiring facial hair. The facial hair did play a critical role for the daddlers, because when transporting the barrels from point A to point B, we didn't have roads the way we had.
True. Yeah.
A lot more uneven terrain.
Yeah.
The barrels could spring a small leak. And the daddlers didn't carry tools, because added tools, added weight. Added weight slowed down the speeds. Slower speeds, less profits.
True.
So the daddlers would use their beards
To plug the holes.
some of the small leaks.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
And it was truly fantastic. And then during that time, the daddlers would square off against each other right here on the Peoria riverfront in barrel-related competitions.
Awesome.
It was the Great Daddler Challenge: the barrel toss, the barrel run, the barrel roll, the barrel burn, who could hold a freshly charred barrel the longest, the whiskey dunk, whose beard could soak up the most whiskey. And the daddler who accumulated, they scored it like the decathlon, and the daddler who scored the most points was crowned the Great Daddle Champion. He was who could out-daddle all the rest. And so in addition, so now we have the story of the Whiskey Daddle.
That's awesome.
The marathon's the barrel, the half is the bottle, the relay's the bootlegger, the 5K's the shot. We have our charity mile, which we've revamped for this year. We added last year Daddle Fest, barrel-related competitions, barrel pull, barrel run, barrel toss. We did the beer dunk.
Wow.
And we're going to be adding, so I've been told, our great sponsor, Laser Electric, wants to bring mud volleyball.
Oh, fantastic.
Back
That's awesome.
to the Peoria riverfront. We're just going to continue to offers something for everybody.
Wow.
The weekend is just going to be filled with activities that, yes, have running, have other things for people to do. There's going to be the charity component. We want to reconstruct the DNA of Greater Peoria and really give this community something that's fun, exciting, something that everyone can enjoy and say, what are you doing Columbus Day weekend? And we know that as a community, I'm going down to the Daddle.
Yeah. And it's something that I don't think any other community has anything similar. And they can't take that history from us. So it is going to be exclusively Peoria. It's amazing that you've brought that to us. So I know registration's open already. Where can people find out more information and get registered for the race?
WhiskeyDaddle.com
Awesome.
and DaddleFest.com. You can get all the information there. And yeah,
Fantastic.
registration's live. And we're just looking for, if there's other businesses and organizations that want to get involved with this is a community event.
Awesome.
And we're just trying to build a stage, just like Inked Entertainment.
Yeah.
They put up a stage, they put the mic up there, and let a lot of people grab the mic and share their gifts. We want to build a stage with this event and give other organizations in the community an opportunity to step on that stage, do what they do best, bring their own tribe to the table, and really help build something unprecedented.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, Adam.
Absolutely.
I think I can say, I think this is also the use of the words, don't daddle.
Don't daddle.
Get over to the Whiskey Daddle and sign up today. There's still time. And to find any of the races that are going on in the Peoria area,
ShazamRacing.com.
ShazamRacing.com.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Adam. We appreciate having you.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Thanks
get
for all
out there
you
and
do
start
here
running.
for the community.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. And we'll
Get
be
out
right
your
back with more Happy Half
calendars,
Hour
'cause
here in a
we're
minute.
about to fill your free time. First up is Trivia Night. Did you know you can do trivia in the Peoria area pretty much any night of the week if you wanted to? Get a group together of your smartest friends, or maybe just the ones with the most useless knowledge in their heads, and check out one of the great trivia nights in the area. You can play Monday night at Brasky's, Tuesday at MD Sports Bar and Grill, Wednesday at Poor Brothers Tap Room, and Thursdays at the Fox Pub. Chocolate lovers, we have the perfect event for you. The Morton Tourism Association is hosting the Indulgence Tours, the Chocolates, on March 23rd. Chocolate treats may range from M&Ms or Kisses to coffee and martinis. The list is endless. This is one of many indulgence tours in Morton this year. Head on over to the Morton Chamber of Commerce website to learn more. Head on over to the Peoria Civic Center March 23rd through the 25th for the Alpaca Owners Association 2018 National Alpaca Show. That's right, hundreds of alpacas inside the Civic Center. Enjoy exhibits and competitions throughout the weekend. The best part is that it is open and free to the public. Visit the AOA website for more. It's springtime, which means it's time to head out to Wildlife Prairie Park for Spring Wake Up March 24th. Admission is half off for everyone. All the fun attractions in the park will be open, including the schoolhouse and log cabin, bird of prey display, special programs, and more. Looking for more fun events? Head on over to our website, enjoypeoria.com, or visit us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, at Enjoy Peoria.
Now, welcome back to Happy Half Hour. You wouldn't know it by the degrees outside right now, but summertime is right around the corner. One of the biggest music festivals in the Peoria area is back for another year on the riverfront, the Tailgate and Tallboys Music Festival. This year you can expect some bigger and better things. So we're excited to have Leon Edwards from Inked Entertainment, who's the organizer of the festival. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So what kind of shows you have planned this year for Tailgate?
We got a whole lot. So this will be the third year of Tailgate and Tallboys. And so we wanted to make this the biggest year that we've had yet. And so we have over 30 artists coming throughout the entire summer. So we split this into 6 dates this year. We have 3 dates in June, which is, I guess, what we're gearing more at kind of the mainstream country artist.
Right.
So we got headliners, Old Dominion, we got Keen Brown coming back, and then we got Chase Rice, but then following up with direct support for each of those. We have Nelly coming back into town, we have John Party, and then we also have Joe Nichols coming in, and so a slew of more artists
Kind
kind
of
of
a wide
following up through
variety.
there, yeah. And then building into July, we kind of went more at the traditional kind of outlaw country side of stuff. And so we got Charlie Daniels Band, we got Sawyer Brown, Cody Jinks is coming back in town as a headliner this year, and then Whitey Morgan. And then September is going to be a little bit different. We actually haven't announced the headliner for September yet.
Right.
So that's one that's kind of still coming into play. We'll be able to announce that later in June. And then, but following him up, we got Jared Neiman, we got Whiskey Myers, and we'll have a couple more coming in there as well.
So a lot of big name people that a lot of people recognize, especially in the country music world.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So it's June, July, and September. So it's kind of 3 dates, 2 dates, and then 1 date in September. So how, if people want to go, how do they get tickets?
Really, our tickets, all the information for the entire festival is really on our website. So it's tailgateandtallboys.com. We have multi-ticket passes, so you can get a 6-pack pass right now for just $69, and that gets you into each one of those dates throughout the entire summer. We also sell 3-day passes for the June festival, 2-day passes for July, and then single-day tickets for any one of the dates as well.
So can you only get them online, or is there anywhere in person that you can pick up tickets yet?
We do have one outlet that is selling hard tickets right now, and that's McManahan's Pints and Plates, which is in Sunnyland. And they have hard tickets right now as well.
Okay, so either one, you can pick up your tickets. Those are very reasonably priced tickets for all the entertainment that you're going to get as well.
Definitely. And I will say the 3-day passes, for example, are $49 right now. Those are set to go up in price on April 6th. So each one of these, and this is all on our website as well, each one of these will have price increases on all this. So really the tickets are the cheapest they're going to be right now. And
You know you want to go.
Right.
Get them now,
Absolutely.
basically. Well, and I know shows are, as time will go on, they're going to sell out eventually.
Sure.
Since you've got 3 different tiers on a lot of the concerts, right?
Absolutely.
Of tickets.
And we actually, for our June 16th date, which is Kane Brown, Nelly, Dylan Scott, we actually have sold out of our VIP tickets and our Party Pit tickets.
Yeah.
And so that has just exploded once again this year. A lot of excitement over that whole date. And so that's one we kind of anticipate having some, capacity issues with.
Right.
I mean, so it definitely will be one that I would get tickets for sooner than later.
Right. So why do you think the concerts at the Riverfront work?
It honestly, it's a beautiful location. The big move last year from Three Sisters when we came into Peoria was really because of the amount of people we have coming in from outside of Peoria. And so there's people that are looking for hotels, that are looking for restaurants, that are looking for other stuff to do while they're in town. And so we moved it closer to all of those amenities. And I think that's a huge reason why it works so well down there. It's within walking distance of everything down there. There's a lot of parking right around in there. And there's a lot of stuff you can do if you get to the shows earlier. You can go out to eat, you can go to the bars downtown, do stuff in Peoria. And so there's a lot of stuff you're able to do when it's right down in the central location.
Right. You mentioned parking, all of that. So if people are coming to park, they want to park and walk or something, do you have specific areas where they should park?
We're in the middle of making a map right now that'll kind of show all the available parking lots and parking spaces in downtown Peoria. We don't have any specific lots for anyone down there, so it's all public parking for the most part in downtown Peoria. And so it's street parking, it's different lots, but we are going to make that clearer for everybody to be able to find those.
Okay, yeah, that would be helpful, I'm sure. And I know last year you guys offered shuttles, and are you going to do that again this year for people?
Sure, and we definitely are going to offer that this year. Similar to last year, we'll have 2 pickup spots in East Peoria and 2 spots in Peoria. Those, again, are ones that we'll be releasing those exact locations as time gets closer to the concerts. But we will have something coming. We work real closely with Spindler Campground in East Peoria. So it's kind of the camping side of the festival, I guess. And so that's one that we will have a shuttle coming from the campground over there to help out with all of that. And then our other shuttle location is actually we're partnering up with Cruisins on Farmington Road this year. And that will for sure be one of our shuttle locations where you can park and ride down at Cruisins there.
Okay, yeah, and you mentioned Cruisin', so they're kind of doing pre and post concert gatherings there?
Very much. So the park and rides down there, and they also will be what we're calling kind of the official after party of Tailgate and Tallboys. And so you can go there beforehand. They're going to run some specials and stuff before the concert, so you can go down there and grab something to eat and then come down to the concert. and then head there after the concert. And actually, a couple of the nights they're going to have some of the artists that are in Tailgate and Tallboys are actually going to
That's
perform
awesome,
after
yeah.
the concerts and stuff down there. So
So a little more intimate setting, and you can kind of
Absolutely.
see them up close. That would be, yeah, that sounds like a great party and a good place to go pre, and definitely a good place
sure.
to go post. And especially if you can, park there and they'll take you there and bring you back. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Those people that are coming from out of town that want to just stay in a hotel, they don't
Sure.
want to camp necessarily. So if they want to stay in a hotel, where do you recommend them going?
we have worked with the convention center and be able to lock in a lot of great rates for area hotels for each of the festivals, for each of the weekends. And so you can actually, right off of our website, tailgateandtallboys.com, you're able to pull all of those dates. There's a travel tab right at the top. And there's a link to each one of the dates that will take you over to a new system that you can actually book your hotels directly from, lock them in right on there.
That's awesome. Yeah, especially when they've got negotiated rates. This should be the best rates
Definitely.
that you can get. So definitely encourage people to do that. Let's see. I know you guys are doing other events as well, not just Tailgate and Tallboys. So what are some of the other events that you have coming in?
Yeah, for sure. So Inked Entertainment, we're actually planning on quite a bit down on the summer this year, or down on the riverfront this summer. So we have Spring Fling coming in this year. It's going to be 2 days this year. It's a kind of rock festival that has been in Peoria for quite a few years, put on by 105.7. We paired up with them last year and did one date for this, and we expanded it to 2 dates this year. And so we got Stone Temple Pilots coming in. We have Stone Sour, Seven Dust, Hypervale. We got 8 really big rock bands coming in. That'd be May 17th and 18th. We just announced Band of Horses for the riverfront, and so that's going to be August 4th. And then we have 3 or 4 other dates that are confirmed right now, just not announced yet. So definitely stuff we're going to be able to get some excitement over.
Yeah, so you're a little busy.
A little
Can you
bit.
imagine? It's coming
little
around the
bit.
corner here. Things are ramping up a little bit. And then just to touch on, I know you also help book the concerts out at Monarch now as well. Monarch was previously Limelight, if most of the area is familiar with Limelight. So I know there's a couple of shows that you guys are helping promote out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
One that I know that just recently sold out, we saw online. So check out them as well. There's all kinds of different music definitely coming into town.
Definitely.
All summer long. Yeah, so if there's anything else that you want to promote while you're here.
Yeah, no, I mean, really just Tailgate and Tallboys. I mean, we have a lot of stuff going on outside of just the music this year. And so we're going to have a lot of cool vendors down there. We're going to have, actually the pre-party stage is one that is going to be a really neat feature that we're doing this year. What we're doing, actually last year we had multiple stages for Tailgate and Tallboys. This year, all of our main acts are going to be on the main stage this year, and we're going to open a little bit later. And so it's not more of the all-day thing, except for we have what we're calling the pre-party stage. And so that is actually going to be butted right up to the Gateway building.
Okay.
It's going to be before our box office, so it's actually completely free. So it's not going to be a ticketed event. So anybody's going to be able to come check out our pre-party bands. We'll have that on each of the night of the 6 nights. And so you'll be able to see, we got like a couple cover bands like Feudin' Hillbillies is coming up. Broseph is another one. But we also have some actually pretty big names that we've had out at Limelight before, like the Lax is one. We got a hip hop artist, Second Chance is coming into town. And so it's going to be a lot of fun that we're having on there. July will be the same way. We got some really great kind of outlaw country artists like Craig Gertis, Dallas Moore is a couple that'll be playing on the pre-party stage. So even if you don't have tickets to Tailgate and Tallboys, you can come out and check out the pre-party stage
Yeah,
beforehand
you can at least
and
come have
stuff.
fun beforehand. That's awesome.
For sure.
Well, thanks for being here. Like you said, if anybody wants to get tickets, you want to book a room, or you need any more information just in general, head to the Tailgate and Tallboys website for more information. More Happy Half Hour is just ahead.
Hey guys, my name is Tyler McMahon. I'm here at McMahon's Pints and Plates. Today I'm preparing our Midwest skillet, part of our new breakfast menu.
Want to get the little ones out of the house for the day? Take them to the Peoria Playhouse Children's Museum in Glen Oak Park. The Playhouse has a number of hands-on exhibits that are fun and educational. Float a boat in the river exhibit, climb through a chicken coop, or work in the supervised tool shop. There is something for every kid of every age. Do you want to find out more about what's going on in the Peoria area? Well, check us out at enjoypeoria.com. Well, that's all the time we have on Happy Half Hour. Time really does fly when you're having fun. Remember, if you're ever looking for something fun to do in the Peoria area, check us out at enjoypeoria.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Remember, like my mom always says, if you're bored, it's because you're boring. So get out there and enjoy Peoria. Have a great day.
PeoriaLife.com